All right, hopefully my fade in and fade out on my audio has been fixed. I just reset to factory settings and we'll see how this works now. All right, I'm going to be working on the fur of this headdress and I'll do that when I come back. All right, it took me quite a while today to get this camera set up again back to where it was after I hit the reset on the settings. And it's been a pain because I couldn't get the camera to turn on and off automatically, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. And finally I realized I gotta go into preferences and all the other crap you gotta go into, and got it all figured out. But it's taken me probably 45 minutes of my time to try to do all that. And it's aggravating. But I think I got everything set. Hopefully I've got the sound doesn't fade in and out when I start my videos, hopefully. All right, I'm putting the fur texture in. It's not quite as elaborate on the actual head of the animal. So I'm using a serrated edged metal tool to get that effect. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes after I get this part done. What I've done is I've taken melted clay, or it's actually nearly melted. I've got my 100-watt light bulb right down next to the clay, which softens it up quite a bit. And it allows me to take this nearly melted clay and dab it on. It gives it kind of a fur texture, kind of. I gotta be careful, I can't have it too sharp because of the cost of producing it in bronze. So it's a happy medium that I'm trying to achieve in my fur texture. It's going to take some playing around with it to get it to where I like it. Put a pile of clay right in the center because that's where the fur would be the thickest. It's right around the shoulders. You can see me digging into my clay over here. I'll probably run out of soft clay in a few minutes. Yeah, I like the texture I'm getting here. Fill in here. The clothing can't have any gaps between the fur and the clothing, so I'm filling it in. What I've got to do now is take down the roughness of the fur just a little bit. I'm using Roncinol to do that with. That's a lighter fluid, and it has a special effect on clay. This type of clay, it actually melts it a little bit. I'm using a basting brush that you buy at the grocery store. They have the bristles will not detach like a cheap paintbrush will, because they would be sued if they did on your meat that you're basting. So it works out well for this type of thing. Okay, I'll be back when I get done doing all this. Last thing I'm going to do today is putting fringe on the bottom of the, or on the leg. If I can manage to get them off the board here. I've run monster clay through my pasta machine so that the fringe comes out looking uniform in their thickness. This will be the finishing touch of this clay. Like I said, if I can get them off the board. All right, what I'm doing is my final act of the day is to paint the fringe to look like my J-Mac clay. And that just makes it less confusing when people are viewing my clay, either in a gallery or online. This clay is finished, and I'm ready to take it to the foundry to get a bid on it, which I'll do next week. That's going to end this project. I'm really happy the way it turned out. I'll probably add some rocks to the base before I go to the foundry. But right now, this is the clay finished of the Sculpt. It would have been one of the mountain tribes of the West, and it measures 19 inches, 19 and a half inches from the bottom down here all the way to the top of his head. All right, everybody, have a wonderful night, and that's it for me. Good night. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really would help me. Also, check out the link below this video. It will take you to a review of my 9 instructional videos that could be very helpful to you if you're thinking of sculpting. Good night, everybody.